As I finished churning through level 13 and 14 songs in Dance Dance Revolution yesterday, it occurred to me once again that the games I value tend to emphasize depth of each title as opposed to representing a breadth of experiences. With the success and presence of speedrunning, titles such as Dark Souls and the litany of difficult roguelikes spawning out of every conceivable corner of the Steam marketplace, it would seem this is not an uncommon desire. The thrill of such games comes from the punishing requirement for mechanical skill and accuracy that culminates in ultimate stages testing the player's limits. Warning Forever and the Toho franchise use computer-generated boss fights to deliver the thrill, whereas the entire esports scene is derived from finding the evolution of this challenge in other players. PranksterGangster's boss arena pits 5 players against increasingly bizarre and threatening opponents, all of whom can flatten an unsuspecting group outright. Enemies range from supersized skeleton kings and blood mages spawning their own armies, to sprite morphing SCPs and disappearing hallucinations. Fortunately, there are 4 player classes to choose against this litany of madness: Ghost, Pyro, Medic, and Reaper. The Ghost has low hit points but strong range, and can either attempt an instant kill, run for cover under supportive shields, or fire a fierce salvo. The Pyro, in contrast, has various fire-themed area of effect abilities, from a delayed explosion to fireballs to a nuclear weapon, but its low range puts it in danger of boss attacks, and it isn't safe from its own abilities. The Reaper loves its mobility through smoke cans, rage, and teleportation, and with manipulation of its debuffs can overcome its struggles against enemy hordes. And last but not least, the Medic provides consistent single-target healing, and has both healing and disabling options in stunning nearby bosses, or, poisoning things to death. However, it can't be trusted to provide consistent damage, and a team of medics can be expected to get overwhelmed swiftly. To assist the players, heroes can upgrade many of their stats using gold from slain enemies and bosses. However, unlike most mods that use this mechanic, the hero doesn't upgrade to a point that renders the challenge meaningless. The expense of these upgrades means that many enemies have to be slain to gain from them, while the existence of teammates means 5 people have to work for that goal instead of 1 person working solo. Additionally, the numbers granted for these upgrades are small enough that they contribute, but make it difficult to become exponentially more efficient and thus take over the game through them. An underrated aspect of Boss Arena is how formidable each enemy is in relation to the players. Every class, as you may have noticed, has buffing or debuffing options, but they'll have to exercise them constantly to maintain a balance of power. Nor are these bosses passive, as most of them spawn lesser enemies to attack the players within the first 2 minutes of the game. What this amounts to is an experience similar to grouped tower defense games. Namely, that everybody needs to know what to do prior to the start of the game, and the challenge comes from finding a group of people who can play the map well, while also improving your own skills enough to become one of those people. Discovering which hero both suits you and is needed by the team, when combined with the likelihood of dying within the first 5 minutes, your first time, 2 or 5, offers replayability that naturally catapulted this mod to the front page. Shout out to Ninja5511 for doing the impossible and defeating this map by themselves. You are a badass. Row, row, fight to power, and I'll see you back in LittleWarGame.